From LEGO Fortnite getting its first official collab to multiple future collabs being confirmed, a big mid-season update themed around Stark again, and even new leaks on Chapter 6's theme and gameplay, here's every future update coming to Fortnite soon. Thanks to Rocket Racing leaks, we now know there's a big collab coming to the game. This collaboration's with none other than James Bond himself. Whenever a car decal gets leaked, it most likely means that there will be a skin coming with it, similar to the Nick 830 icon set reveal where we knew he was getting a skin thanks to this car. This implies that a skin for Agent 007 is inevitable, and we're gonna most likely be getting it very soon. And there's another big collab that we know is coming thanks to one of the Fortnite modes, which is definitely going to be loved by LEGO fans. It was teased soon after LEGO Fortnite's launch with a small side mode dedicated to it, but LEGO Ninjago skins are going to be making their way into Fortnite. The chosen characters are going to be Garmadon, Cole, and Vex, and I don't know how these are going to work since they'll need a Battle Royale counterpart, but maybe they'll just be the first LEGO exclusive skins, so who knows. But that's nothing compared to a new collab that'll be happening confirmed by the creator of the game. There's a game called Stardew Valley, which is a farming type of game, and just a few days ago the creator was asked if he'd be interested in a collab with Fortnite, and he revealed he's been trying to make it happen for a long time. They said that they'd like to see their character Pam or any of the other characters making it into Fortnite, so now it's known perhaps Epic is going to make it happen. And also happening soon is something that fans of anime, especially Attack on Titan, are going to love. It's very likely that a second wave of the collab is going to be added very soon, as the mythics for it are going to be re-added to Battle Royale. This is going to be very interesting since not only will we have countless Marvel items in game, but also grapple hooks from Attack on Titan. New collabs don't stop there though, and this one might be shocking for toy car collectors. That's right, because thanks to Rocket League and Rocket Racing, Hot Wheels, which is a brand for toy cars, is going to be added to Fortnite. We don't really know all the details, but we can assume that we'll be getting some insane car designs inspired by the famous toys. And there's a series of Disney collabs coming our way this fall, like the ones announced at D23, but also more. We know that we're getting a lot of Disney villains like Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, or Maleficent, and even the Incredibles, but there's one collab that wasn't announced yet that'll be here soon as well. The one I'm talking about is Monsters Inc., who some of you might remember was even showcased on the big Disney modes map during the Fortnite X Disney announcement. Hopefully we'll get a little Mike Wazowski backbling and maybe even some skins. Fortnite also has a good chance to potentially be collabing with themselves. Well, every year around September 19th, Fortnite celebrates its birthday. This year it's turning 7, and we're gonna see cakes back, presents as usual, but this time with a twist. The cakes are gonna share this galaxy-like texture, and with so many different galaxy outfits, there's a good chance Fortnite releases one in celebration. Or who knows, maybe we'll finally see the birthday girl skin from Save the World arrive or be recreated. And you can expect some free rewards too, just like in previous years. But something else getting recreated though is two of the most iconic LTMs of all time. You might remember the Spy games and Marvel Knockout game modes, which were viewed as some of the best parts of Chapter 2, and now it looks like Epic's merging the two into a big and exciting new mode. In this LTM, you're going to be able to pick sides, either heroes or villains, and all the past Marvel mythics are going to be available here, including some from the endgame LTM. It'll have respawns, and the team with less respawns available will lose. Another unique feature is that you'll be able to switch teams or merge squads while in game, something we haven't seen since the Impossible Escape LTM in Chapter 2 Season 6. A lot of people are worried that with these returning and coming mythics, they might end up being nerfed. Just recently, War Machine's boosters now use up more fuel, you can boost less often, and the speed also has dropped. Same goes for Captain America's shield, where it was also nerfed and now requires you to have better aim, and War Machine's rockets also deal less damage to builds and take a bit longer to reload. And for the first time in years, we're getting more than one LTM in a season, because Epic's now working on a very requested LTM, one where the only weapons available are going to be melee ones. This is going to be super chaotic because almost every melee weapon that's been added in the game is going to be found there, so if you're a fan of these weapons, you're guaranteed to have a good time. But blasting its way to the game is going to be this season's Stark update, which might just be as massive as the one we had in the first Marvel season. If you didn't play it, in that one we saw the addition of Stark Industries, the upstate New York biome, and the Stark mythics, which everyone loved. This one won't be very different because it's going to be centered around Tony Stark, is going to add the Stark rifle and also the new Iron Man mythic. As seen in the trailer, it's going to combine the repulsors with the Unibeam, and this time you're going to be able to use it for actual flight, even landing on opponents and damaging them. The other big mythic addition this season will be that of Shuri's Black Panther claws. The mythic that was first introduced in Chapter 2 Season 4 has now been revamped, and it'll have more abilities compared to the one before. In the trailer, you can see it has a basic attack, but also a sidebar charging, likely to unleash the shockwave effect of the claws. This season though, we also saw the return of Doom's Arcane Gauntlets, which you can obtain at the Castle Doom POI, but there's also another Doom mythic that we'll be getting. That's right, because with Doom's skin releasing very soon, we're likely getting his second mythic that can be seen at the end of the trailer for Absolute Doom. However, Epic lied to us about a mythic being in game. In the blog post for for the new season, Epic said that you could talk to Gwenpool and acquire her mythic dual SMGs. But when you try to do so, you realize Gwenpool is captured at the raft and therefore her mythic isn't available yet as intended. This will probably change when she's set free in a future update, becoming an NPC, and you'll be able to get the new mythic from her. Some characters up in the air right now though are the Fantastic Four, because originally when the Marvel season was announced, Epic said that season 4 would be featuring the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. A few days before the new season though, they changed this to say that it was featuring Fantastic Four villain Doctor Doom. Judging by each of the characters' remains on the map now though, it's highly likely that Epic is hyping them up for what could be this season's mini pass, complete with medallions and mythics for each, but only time will tell if they actually arrive. And alongside all these new and revamped weapons, there's an unvault that was leaked through a new promo image for Season 4. After they were vaulted in Season 2, the cluster clingers are going to be making their return. But finally, the return everyone's more excited for than anything else is that of Chapter 2, and we have more and more details on how this new OG season will play out. In Chapter 1, we saw the map cycle through all of its seasons one way or another, which doesn't seem to be the case for Chapter 2. Instead, Epic's decided to only do the first 3 seasons, meaning the map will only receive changes themed around Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 2 Season 3, likely flooding it as a whole. This is confirmed by the fact that the files mentioned there's going to be big map changes and that there will be multiple weeks as well, likely lasting up to a month, just like last year's OG season. In fact, the entire schedule for this season was leaked, because by the looks of it, Chapter 2 Season 1 will begin with the season's release on November 2nd, and then on November 9th, just a week later, we'll see the top secret season arrive, and finally on the 23rd, the map will once again begin flooding, with the device event remake taking place on November 30th. Something else OG returning though is going to be llamas. They aren't quite back yet, but this season in the key art you can spot Doctor Doom himself standing on top of one of these things. The very last time we saw them was in early Chapter 5, but this could be hinting at their potential return. But there's also a big mode arriving with the return of Chapter 2, and you might have already guessed it. After seeing how successful Fortnite Reload was as a mode by bringing back the classic Chapter 1 map in a mini version, Epic's now working on a Chapter 2 version of Reload. They've also teased updates coming to the Chapter 1 Reload mode soon, meaning we're going to see seasonal changes there as well. This will be a mini version of the Chapter 2 map, and likely will stay as a permanent mode once Chapter 6 brings a whole new map. Speaking of Chapter 6 though, we might already have our first glimpse at its theme and how it's going to look thanks to new leaks. The live event transitioning us from Chapter 2's map to Chapter 6's is going to be a remake of the device event, but what will happen after is even more interesting. Like any big event, there's going to be a downtime screen similar to the black hole, but this time there will be multiple teasers showing up teasing the theme and gameplay editions of Chapter 6. And the theme itself has now been revealed, and it's nowhere near close to what we were expecting. At first we thought Chapter 6's theme would be floating islands, but now it's become clear that it'll be centered around ancient Japan's culture and its mythology. Just like Chapter 5 was mostly themed around Greek mythology, Chapter 6 will follow the same pattern but with Japanese. This is evident by the codename, which is Fire Petal, hinting that petals from sakura trees, and we can also expect multiple ancient Japan skins that can be found in the surveys. We can expect the entire map to have a similar aesthetic in its POIs. As for new gameplay leaks, we already know how the Chapter 6 boss system is going to work. There will be a wandering Ronin boss somewhere on the new chapter's map, and it'll fight you wherever it meets you in its path, which sounds super cool. But there'll also be another feature, one that had the community divided at the beginning of this chapter and in the previous one. This feature is the augments, which were introduced in Chapter 4. They were supposed to be added in Chapter 5 too, but Epic decided to scrap them and reevaluate them, and it looks like they've decided to update them and bring them back in Season 1 of Chapter 6. That's everything new coming to Fortnite. Like and subscribe for more.